Overtourism is a topic that at the moment is being blown out of proportions. We are seeing politicians taking the wrong measures to try to tackle this problem because they are focusing on the symptoms of the problem and not on the real origin and root of that is causing this problem. Players in the destination, meaning hotel companies, restaurants, museums, and leisure activities and leisure suppliers in general are failing collectively in being able to implement a proper and professional revenue management strategy. In any other area of the economy, from the last centuries, supply and demand are basically regulated by modifications of the prices. When demand goes up, raising the prices makes demand to go down. This is a very basic economy 101 rule that happens and applies to every single market, including the tourism sector. All the main players that conform a tourism destination are not raising rates enough to counteract the tremendous amount of demand increase that is taking place in these markets. Any other measures, such as implementing an entry fee, implementing a tax on arrival, and so on and so forth, are just measures of intervention by the local government to collect taxes. These taxes that are collected are not being put back into the system to alleviate the destination, as we can see in places like Mallorca or Barcelona. The solution is not by the government to intervene in the private markets. That doesn't happen in any other industry in the world. What the politicians need to do is to let the market regulate itself. It doesn't make any sense that you have to pay a fee to enter into Venice. What needs to happen in Venice is that hotel players, restaurants, museums, and suppliers of leisure activities in general have to raise prices big time. As long as this doesn't happen, tourists will continue to arrive to these markets in very large numbers. There is a secondary effect in this whole matter, which is some big four management consulting firms trying to convince and trying to incentivize local governments to raise taxes and presenting the increase of taxes as the only way to tackle massive tourism flows. This doesn't make any sense. I can see very well how big firms would like to encourage governments to raise taxes, and I can see very well how local governments would like to receive management consulting advice by a big four recommending to increase taxes. That's from any point of view plain conflict of interest. There is no evidence that tourism taxes solves the problem of decreasing tourism volumes, and there is no evidence that these extra taxes collected by these local governments are put back into the system, presumably for the greater good of the community, and that these communities are suddenly flourishing because this additional tax collection. Global management firms should be more careful and definitely be more creative in the solutions that they are proposing to the destinations, not just look at government clients to apply this type of tax solutions, but look at independent players and hotel companies, restaurant groups, and so on and so forth to apply proper revenue management strategies.